So, good morning, friends. Today we will discuss the working of the constant mesh gearbox. Okay, now the figure in front of you is a constant mesh gearbox. Okay, so what is the purpose of the gearbox and why the gearbox is required in the IC engine? So, we all know that the IC engine generates power at that is power and torque at a particular rpm. Okay, that is in between 2000 to 3000 rpm, where the IC engine produces the maximum torque. Okay, so what happened during the starting of the vehicle? When the vehicle is stationary, the condition is that we need a maximum torque and minimum speed during the starting of the vehicle, that is when the vehicle has to move from stationary. Okay, so as the vehicle is in the stationary state, then what happened, because of the inertia, large amount of torque is needed to move the vehicle, okay. So for that purpose, we need this type of the gearbox. Okay, now what gearbox did is to multiply the torque and speed as per the requirement of the vehicle. Okay, that is during the that is when the engine that is when the vehicle is stationary. Then in that case, what happened, the gearbox provided maximum torque and minimum speed to overcome the inertia of the vehicle. Okay, and as the vehicle gains the speed, then what happened, the gearbox reduces the torque and increases the speed by varying the gear ratios. Okay, so at the same time, for the reversing of vehicle, gearbox also provide the provision for the reverse gear. Okay, so these are the primary functions of the gearbox. So this is the typically construction of a constant mesh gearbox. Okay, now what is constant mesh? Constant mesh means all the gears present in the gearbox are in continuously mash with each other. Okay, all these gear, that is gear number 1, gear number 2, 3, 4, 5 and reverse, they are in constant mesh with this lay shaft. This is the output shaft, yellow one. This is output shaft, this is lay shaft, and this is a engine shaft. Okay, now these are the dogs. Okay, these are the dogs, and this is a selector mechanism. This is a selector fork. Okay, now what happened, this selector forks this selector forks slides on this output shaft to and fro like this. Okay, this selector shaft will slide to and fro like this on this output yellow output shaft. Okay, with the help of this selector gear selector fork. Okay, and these gears are in constantly mesh with these gears on the lay shaft, and what happened, these gears are free to rotate on this output shaft. That is, there is no direct connection between this gear and this shaft. These two things moves independently with each other. Okay, that means this gear and this shaft are not in not attached with each other. Okay, so this gear rotates independently and this shaft rotates independently. Okay, but this shaft and these dogs are attached with each other. That is, when this gear when this shaft moves, that when this shaft rotates, this dog will also rotate. Okay, so this is the condition. Now what happened, when the clutch is released and when the power and torque from the engine transmitted from this engine shaft to this lay shaft first, from this engine to this lay shaft. Okay, so when the power is transmitted from this engine shaft to lay shaft, all this gear on the lay shaft will rotate because all these gears are in attached to the lay shaft. Okay, all these gears will rotate on this lay shaft, and these gears on the lay shaft rotates the gear on the main shaft. Okay, so all these gears as seen in this diagram will rotate. Okay, but the power will not transmit to the output shaft. Okay, why power will not transmit? Because all these gears mounted on the output shaft are free to rotate on output shaft. Okay, now what happened when the with the help of gear selector, now what happened when this dog clutch slides leftward, and when this dog teeth of this dog clutch attached to the or mesh with the teeth of this gear. Okay, then what happened, power will transmit from this engine shaft to this relay shaft, and then from this gear to this gear. Okay, power will transmit from this gear to this gear. Okay, now as this gear is independent, the motion of this gear is independent of this lay shaft, that means okay, then what happened, this gear when this dog clutch attach with this gear, then what happened, this gear transmit all its power to the dog clutch first. Okay, that is power will transmit from this gear to this gear, and from this gear to this dog clutch. Okay, and as this dog clutch is attached to this output shaft, okay, then from this dog clutch this output shaft will rotate. Okay, so this is how the power will transmit from this gear only. Okay, and other gears are mere spectator, they doesn't take part in the transmission process. Okay, so in this case what happened, this is the first gear. Okay, driving gear is small and driven gear is largest. This is the smallest and this is the largest. Okay, so in this case what happened, we will transmit maximum torque and minimum speed. Okay, on the first gear. So this first gear is necessary for the movement of vehicle when the vehicle is completely in the stationary position, where we want maximum torque and minimum speed. Okay, so this first gear satisfies the condition of the vehicle when the vehicle is stationary. Okay, and as soon as the vehicle gains momentum, okay, then what happened, this dog clutch is slide in the rightward direction by this gear selector. Okay, so this gear what this gear selector did is it pull this what we say dog clutch in the rightward rightward direction. Okay, engaging this and now what happened, this dog clutch will teeth of this dog clutch will engage to the teeth of this gear now. Okay, when this when this slides in the rightward direction, now what happened, the power will transmit from this engine shaft to the lay shaft, and from this gear it will transmit the power to this gear, that is second gear. Okay, and from this second gear, as the teeth are in mesh with each other, when they slide and make contact with each other, then what happened, after the meshing, all the power and torque from this shaft gear is transmitted to this gear, and from this gear to this dog. Okay, and as this dog is attached to this main shaft, okay, then all this power from this gear will transmitted to dog, and from this dog to this main shaft. Okay, and this main shaft will rotate further. Okay, now what happened, here in the second gear, what happened, as the driver gear is bigger than the first gear. Okay, in this picture we will see that this driver gear is bigger than this gear. Okay, this is having a more number of teeth. Okay, and this driven gear is smaller as compared to this. So in this case, as the driver gear is greater than the driver gear in the first gear, in the case of first gear. Okay, now what happened, in this case what happened, the RPM of the output shaft will be greater than the in the second gear as compared to the first gear, because here the driver gear has a more number of teeth, and driven gear has a less number of teeth. Okay. Now after that, what happened when this dog clutch moves in the leftward direction by this gear selector, then what happened? The teeth of this dog clutch will mesh with these teeth of this gear. Okay. And what happened? The power from the engine shaft will move from this third gear, driver gear of third gear, and the power from this gear will transmit to this gear, and from this gear to this dog clutch, and then to the output shaft. Okay. So here further there is an increase in speed and decrease in torque. Okay. And in the then when this dog clutch moves in and attached to the attached to this fourth gear, then what happened? The power from the engine shaft will transmit from this gear to this gear, and from this gear to this dog clutch, and then to the output shaft. Okay. And so this is the fourth gear. Further there is a reduction in torque and increase in speed. Okay. The same action will takes to the fifth gear. Okay, when this dog clutch slides and mesh with the teeth of this gear. Okay, so here we will get a maximum speed and minimum torque in the fifth gear. Okay. Now what happened in case of the reverse gear? Then what happened when this dog clutch slides in the rightward direction and meshes with the teeth of this gear? Then what happened? The power from this engine shaft will transmitted from this pinion to the idler gear. Okay, and then idler gear to the lay shaft by this gear. Okay. Now what happened if this gear moves in the clockwise direction like this? Okay, then this idler gear moves in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and due to this gear again will move in the clockwise direction. Okay, in this case what happened when this gear moves in the clockwise direction, this will move in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so this direction is applicable to all the gears in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, only in this case this gear will move in the clockwise direction. Okay, that is in the reverse direction. Okay, all this movement of this gear, rotation of this gear is in the forward direction, because this only this rotation is in the reverse direction because of the introduction of this idler gear. Okay, so this is how the reversing action of the vehicle will takes place in the reverse gear. Okay. Now what is the advantage of this constant mesh gearbox? Okay, the first advantage is that as compared to sliding mesh gearbox, the first advantage is that because of these dogs, okay, these dogs are light in weight. Okay, and due to which they are very easy to slide to and fro. Okay, due to which the effort required by this gear selector will be less as compared to sliding mesh gearbox. Okay, and because of these dogs, then what happened? The engagement and disengagement of the gear is smooth. Okay, because of this dog. And because the engagement is smoother, there are no jerks and wear and tear of this gear, so life of this gearbox will be greater than the sliding mesh gearbox. Okay, so this is all the working of the sliding mesh gearbox. Okay, this type of gearbox is used in almost all the commercial vehicles, and the advancement of this or the modification of this type of gearbox is synchronized gearbox that we will move further, that we will discuss further. So for this this is the working of the constant mesh gearbox. Okay, so thank you.